Hello everyone and welcome back to Rajput, Jain and Associates. Today in this video we will discuss about payment bank license. Demonetization has brought a new wave of digital transactions in India. From the year 2016 until today, there has been a tremendous increase in the number of mobile wallets. Now people are shifting from the conventional mode of payments to the technology-driven methods. Presently, the Indian economy runs more on cashless transactions and digital payment portals. The root source of payment gateway is the payments bank. So in this video, we will be covering the various aspects of payments bank license. So firstly, let's discuss in brief about payments bank. So the Reserve Bank of India formed the concept of a specialized bank model in 2030, namely payments bank. Just like other banks, the payment bank render an array of financial services except for facilitating loans and credit cards. The primary objective to introduce such a bank was to broaden the reach of payment facilities to lower income groups and support small businesses. By innovating payment bank, RBI wants to elevate the penetration of finances into the remote areas. The first payment bank was set up in India was of Bharti Airtel. To establish the business model of payment bank, one has to acquire a payment bank license. Next, let's discuss some of the fundamental characteristics of payment banks. It is essential to know that payment banks are a different branch of banks. Though they cannot provide lending and credit facilities, there are many benefits of payment bank's license, the procedure which are as follows. Firstly, a confined limit of 1 lakh rupee deposit. The primary attribute of payment bank is that it can offer a deposit of 1 lakh per customer only. Nobody holds the authority to exceed the prescribed limit. The Reserve Bank of India has restricted the deposit limit considering the new nature of payments bank and to safeguard the interest of the customers. Such banks also give the leverage to deposit the amount either partially or wholly. Then, there is no need to maintain a minimum account balance. The biggest advantage that customers avail from payments bank is that they don't have to keep a minimum account balance unlike the conventional banks. The customers can choose zero balance accounts. However, for Airtel Payments Bank, they need to provide a first time deposit of Rs 100. Next is operating both saving and current accounts. So by obtaining a payments bank license, one can offer both saving account and current account. The former will help customers to attain quarterly interest, while though current account no individual can gain any interest. It is exclusively for the merchants. Payment bank provide a standard saving account to all its customers, which further gets divided into multi-tiers based on the customer's account balance. Next is virtual as well as physical debit card. So apart from providing physical debit cards, the payment bank also channelizes virtual debit card transactions. Since debit card enable cash withdrawals from ATM across the world, it is a feasible mode of making payments. Besides, the payment bank has reinforced the use of debit cards through virtual debit. The virtual debit does not demand additional charges, whereas the customers need to pay an annual fee for using the physical debit cards. Next is the annual fund transfers. As the payment bank function on a digitally centralized platform, they render an array of online fund transfer services. Its customers can access to several online services such as NEFT, IMPS and various other digital services. Moreover, digital transactions eliminate the hassle to visit a financial institution, and one can perform multiple transactions over the phone. So now we all must be curious about the main objectives of payment bank. So the sole objective of the RBI to conceptualize the payment bank was to widen the access of financial services. The core audience of the payment bank remain the low-income groups and the migrant labor from the initial stage of its establishment. RBI aims to grant a secured and technology-driven financial system with payments bank. It mainly penetrates financial support to the deprived and rural sector of India. Next, we come to the eligible players who can attain payments bank license. So the Reserve Bank of India has laid down a long list of eligible players for payment bank license, as it requires a minimum paid up capital of 100 crores. Now let's take a sneak peek of the eligible promoters who can run out the payment bank's procedure. Firstly, the existing issuer of non-banking prepaid payment instrument authorized under the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. then the non-banking finance companies, and after that the professionals and individuals. Next is the corporate business correspondents, then the supermarket chains, then the public sector entities, after that the real estate cooperatives that are owned by the residents of India, then the mobile telephone companies, after that the public companies, and also a promoter, a group of promoters can be eligible for the payments bank license if he has a joint venture with an existing scheduled commercial bank. Next we have the regulatory authorities which governs payment bank. So a payment bank must get registered under these government bodies or legislation, that is under the Companies Act 2013, Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, Banking Regulation Act 1949, Payment and Settlement System Act 2007, Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation Act 1961, and other applicable rules and regulations that may incur from time and time. Now we come to the provisions that every payments bank must adhere to. So all the payment bank promoters must abide by these provisions of RBI. That is, the payments bank are prohibited from accepting NRI deposit. Secondly, it should have a minimum paid up capital of rupees 100 crores. Third, such banks can issue ATM or debit cards, but they cannot render loan or credit card services to any of their customers. Then the payments bank can accept current deposits and saving bank deposits from all small business setups up to a prescribed limit. Also, they can accept remittances as a channel. Under the digital platform of payment bank, customer can avail several internet banking solutions on lower cost. However, it is indispensable to comply with RBI compliances on information security, internet banking, technology risk management, electronic banking, and cyber laws. So next we have the steps or the procedure for the payments bank license registration. So after gaining a comprehensive knowledge of payments bank, you must be eager to fulfill the legal requirement and procure a license. So follow this full-fledged procedure to obtain a payments bank license. So the first step that an applicant has to undertake is to incorporate a public limited company as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013. Thereon, the next step is to file an application to the Chief General Manager of RBI to plead for the issue of payment bank license. The External Advisory Committee shall evaluate and examine the said application. After scrutinization, the committee will call the applicant to verify the authenticity of the information provided. Once the examiner gets fully satisfied and there is no scope of skepticism left, thereby the Reserve Bank of India will grant such license. Subsequently, the name of the applicant will be displayed on the official website of RBI. When the applicant gets the principal approval to function as a payments bank from RBI, he must set the said bank within 18 months of such registration. Now lastly, in the conclusion of our video, we can very well say that payments bank is a game changer that satisfies the modern era needs. Nowadays, most of the people rely on smartphones to make a payment, since it is more convenient and saves their time rather than to visit a bank in person. Moreover, Payments Bank is a secured internet-based financial institute which helps to suffice the government's dream of digital India. So if you strive to establish a payments bank in India, then you must accumulate 100 crore paid up capital first. Thereon, apply for the payments bank license procedure with the legal assistance of a reputed advisory. So this was all about payments bank license in India. For any query, contact Rajput, Jain and Associates. Thank you.